Hey Guardians, this is a bit of a different video from ones I normally make, but I thought that I was probably in the minority of people who haven't bought the Taken King yet but have played a lot of Destiny, and therefore I thought I'd actually be able to show you things you can and can't do in Destiny if you do not own the Taken King. So I don't actually have any DLC at all. I don't have the Taken King, the House of Wolves, or the Dark Below. So this is literally what you can and can't do in vanilla Destiny. So first thing I did was log on to my level 34 Hunter. Now I was able to get to level 34 without any DLC. All you really had to do was just play Iron Banner, because you just buy all their armour because they had the best armour, and then you could also buy Etheric Light from them. So it wasn't too difficult without any of it. So first let's just take a look at the map. So as you can see, everything looks kind of the same. You can't do any of the new missions and stuff, which is obviously to be expected. But as you can see at the bottom here, you cannot do any more the weekly, the nightfall, the daily mission, or whatever the Crucible thing that week is. That's all locked off from you. So that's a bit of a shame, to be honest. So as we can see in the Vanguard section, you can only do level 20 strike playlists now. The other two are locked off from you, and I assume what's in that list is basically just the year 1 strikes bar the DLC ones, because whenever I played it I never actually got any DLC ones. Moving on to Crucible now, there are only 3 playlists that you can do here, which is Classic 6v6, Classic 3v3 and Classic Free-for-all. Now in these it's basically randomised what kind of match you're going to get, so you could get Control, could get Clash, could get Call to Arms I think it's called, but it's not really in your control, which is okay, but it can be a little frustrating at the same time. This one, however, does include all the Year 1 maps, including the DLC ones, which I didn't actually own beforehand, so I was able to actually try them for the first time. PvP now, it's still fun to play. I did play a few matches. I didn't feel like I was getting too destroyed, because a lot of level 40s do still play that playlist, and you can get killed by new guns and stuff, but because they do the balancing thing to make sure it's not terrible, it's still fun to play. So then I went and checked out what you can and can't do in the tower. So firstly, the things you can still take part in the bounties and earn experience from them. You can do the new quests that they give you. However, they do give you quests for DLC stuff that you don't have, which feels a little like, oh cool, I can do all this thing, and then it's like, no you can't. So you just have to abandon those. Now onto the things you can't do at the tower. So because you are locked at level 34, it locks you out from doing a lot of things or be able to get certain things. So firstly I noticed I got a prompt that I could go and do the Arms Day stuff, but then when I clicked on the gunsmith, a lot of the guns were well higher leveled up, so I couldn't even touch the guns basically. Also, you can't buy any new weapons from any of the quartermasters, so at the Vanguard guy, he was selling all his guns were literally level 40. The Crucible quartermaster, however, his guns were level 30, so I thought maybe I'd actually be able to buy those, but then I noticed you need to buy them with legendary marks. Now I played the game for like a whole week just to test everything, and in that time I didn't earn a single legendary mark. So I'm pretty sure you can't buy anything anymore from any of those people if it requires legendary marks, which then also means that you can't buy any materials or anything, so you're going to have to farm it if you want to level up your old guns. I mean, you can get some materials from doing bounties and stuff because they give you them, but I am low on helium filaments, sadly. Finally, when I leveled up in the Vanguard, the Crucible, the Cryptarch, I couldn't really use any of the items they gave me because they're all like level 40 or something. And also when I visited Xur, I couldn't buy anything from him either because they were all too high a level. But you can still buy telemetries and stuff like that, so he's not totally useless. So onto PvE stuff now. Obviously you can't go to the new areas or anything, so you can't go to the Dreadnought and do the new raids and all that stuff. But you can still do all the old missions, all the old strikes that you had before. When I patrolled some of the planets, I could do the new patrol mission, you know, the one where you have to get your Sparrow and drive through the little energy burst in a certain amount of time or something. I could do that, and I could also take part in the Taken King sort of event where, you know, the Taken come and then you can like fight them and a big one comes. And that was quite fun. The only thing was that the rewards you get at the end, you can't really do anything with. I got this kind of, I don't know if it was an artifact thing or something, because those are locked at level 40, so you can't do anything with them. But, you know, you can still get engrams and stuff dropped, so that's not too bad. Now you can earn Taken King gear, like I mentioned before, so the blue engrams and the green engrams, if you get stuff like that, you can actually use them because they're for your level, and they're a lot of the time can be on par or better than some of your legendary stuff. So it's not like you're locked out from every new weapon or item, it's just the ones that are above your level. So it's quite cool getting some of those new guns and stuff. Also, you can still do the old Vault of Glass raid, that's still level 26 and still level 30 hard, so you do still have all the stuff you used to have. There's just no loot or no end game anymore to work towards, which is basically how I felt when I was doing all this stuff. It was just like, what's the point of it anymore? Because all this experience I was earning for the bounties and the quests, it just wasn't going towards anything really. Like, even though I had some guns to still level up, I got stuck because I was like, oh no, I need a bunch of helium filaments, great, and I can't buy them. So it's not really fun anymore if you have a fully leveled character. Now, I did start my Warlock character to see how it changed, and the game was so much better when I played on my Warlock and stuff. You leveled up a lot faster. Like, I got to level 23 by the time I finished the main storyline, whereas I remember with my Titan, I was like level 18 or something when I finished. My overall thoughts are, if you have a high level character, then yeah, you can play PvP and also play the things that you love to do, but there's nothing really for you anymore in terms of trying to get new loot, new weapons and stuff, which does kind of suck. So that's about it on everything you can and can't do in the Taken King from what I found out. But if you have any other questions or any other things you're a little bit confused about, just write them in the comments below and I'll try and get back to you with what I know. Until next time, thanks for watching, Guardians.